Well, hi there, it's Swinkid 100. I'm at work today, and in fact I'm on a new job. I've been here almost 2 months now, and I work at a Grade 1 listed property and grounds, and I'm in the grounds at the moment, as you can see. And what you can see in front of you is an ice house, and this I believe has been semi-derelict and not maintained for a long time. You can see the entrance right in front of us here, and you can just about get in, but my task for today is to clear the surrounding area. And you can no doubt see that it's a lovely great mass of stinging nettles and a lovely selection of saplings, elderberry, mountain ash, sycamore growing on top. From the other side, which I'll show you in a minute, it does appear just to be a huge mound of something or other, and I'm not quite sure how far this extends, or if it even does extend underground, but hopefully I can investigate this as we can get in. So there's this huge great slab of, well, huge great log. I don't know whether that was blocking it off at one point, but I'll endeavour to pan around here and see if I can show you a bit more of the surrounding area. It's very uneven. This is in a hollow. The area's been re-landscaped not that long ago. As you can see, the ground goes up quite a lot higher, and we're surrounded by quite a nice array of mature trees. So we have to excuse the motion. Here's the side. We come up. I'm trying not to get too stung. I mean, you can barely even see that there's anything here. I'll come up onto the top of the hill. So there we are. I'm panning back now, and as you can see, it is very well hidden from the rest of the grounds. And from a distance, it really does just look like a big mound of just rubble and nothing in particular. A huge great what have we got? A huge great stump of some sort that's growing right out the top there. I believe it's a brick built vaulted roof with stone as well. You can see the stone just down here, and as we work our way around, it's a little bit clearer this side, but not a great deal. And there, yes, there's more stone here. As you can see, we've got the grass mown down fairly well up to the edge of the dip in the landscape here. That's going to be quite a job. I fancy a bit of a challenge today, so I'm going to set to and see if I can clear this off. And I don't know what the plans are, but it's just be nice to be able to see the thing as part of the history of the grounds here. I don't know whether it could be made a feature of or not, but just something that would be rather satisfying to tidy up and keep maintained. See if we can preserve it for the years ahead. So there we are. I'll just pan round briefly so you can see roughly the sort of surroundings I've got here. Look very nice. Some lovely big old yew trees. And panning out, this is fairly close to the boundary of the land, and we have done a lot of clearing. And we've got the grass down fairly well, but there is a lot to do. So, task in hand, here we go. I shall get cracking, and at some point I shall jump back on and show you what I've managed to achieve. See you for now. There we are again, folks. Probably about 2 or 3 weeks since I started work here. I'm just going to give you a look at what I've achieved, and there is a little bit of a disappointment, but we'll get back to that in a moment. Excuse the dodgy camera work. I'm doing this quite impromptu on my phone. So anyway, as I say, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks. Spent about a good day clearing around this ice house and trying to get some better access and have a general good look at it. So I'll show you around a bit more now we've cleared. Here's the entrance, and I think before, well, I couldn't really get near the entrance before. There's too many nettles and things growing up, and you can see up on the side now it's not entirely clear. We've got a bit of regrowth on the nettles, and we'll spray those off once they've green up again. You can just see they're starting. So we cleared around, right around the area, right around the top, and I've cleaned the entrance off a bit. So it's looking pretty good. You can see what's actually here. I thought it was mainly brick built, but I think it's just this sort of entranceway here, and I think the bulk of it is stonework. Just see the very end of it here, and it's again, like you saw before, it is mainly stonework around the outside here. Some big roots up to that stump there. We've got to sort that out. That needs killing, and for some reason there's a concrete fence post up there and various other bits and bobs of rubbish. So we've managed to clear all the way around. Gosh, this ground's uneven. So it's a nice shot of a bit of stonework at the bottom there. And this is the other side. There's a load of there's an old tree that's fallen down near the entrance at the back there, and so we've got a bit of regrowth here. So it's been a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks actually. You see a bit more stonework down there. So we're looking pretty good, pretty tidy. And you can actually see there's something here now. Up on top here, I don't know whether this was a for loading things in, or whether it was for putting the ice in, whether there was a sort of a hatch or something at the top here, but there's a big piece of timber, and that big black gash in the ground in the top there, you could just see there's a bit of brickwork along this edge here, and that in there is inside. Now, I've got a torch with me, but it is absolutely pitch black for reasons which I shall tell you about in a moment. I shall come back at some point with a stronger torch so we can have a look in there, but I did get a glimpse, and it's just odds and ends of bits of rubbish really, nothing much, but it's quite deep. I think it extends down a lot lower than the ground around it, so it's quite deep. There's quite a lot of room in there. I reckon it's a good 4 or 5 foot deeper than ground level out here. So I don't know whether that's where it's fallen or whether there was something there originally, but unfortunately at the moment I can't see a great deal in there and put it on camera. You just wouldn't be able to see. So okay, so obviously on the top here, and you see the shape of it. It's kind of like it's quite narrow this end, and that's obviously the top of the arch there, and it kind of stays a similar size, and then at about sort of this point here you can see it kind of just sort of widen out to this sort of circular sort of igloo dome shape. And as I say, this dome is obviously on ground level, it goes down to, but it's been obviously dug out a lot deeper inside. Here we are inside the entranceway. As you can see, the brickwork in here is very, very good. In fact, considering its age, it may be a later restoration, but you can see where the arch is obviously all brick, and then we come down and you can see where it goes to this ironstone, I think it is. So that does look a bit older, and it is starting to get a bit rough. So, as I was saying earlier, the very unfortunate thing is, once I gained access to what I thought was the entrance to the whole thing, as you can see, very unfortunately, the main entrance has been entirely concreted in. And well, you can see that very well. Let's see if we can get some light on the subject. So it's just been, you can see where there's some more brickwork up there, and I don't know, this would have just been sort of like a pair of doors or something, I guess, and it's just been completely concreted up. Right down to the floor. So you see where the stonework's eroded somewhat there. Unfortunately, we're about 6 foot in, and very disappointingly, that is it. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but there we go. At some point maybe I can encourage my manager to let me open it up and put some doors on it and have a look in there again, but lovely. The brickwork here is great. I like to see this sort of thing. It's a feat of engineering, and it just goes in all the way. I don't know how far it extends into the actual main space, but so yes, bit of a shame, but there we are. I suppose it's been done for safety reasons. Maybe they had problems with rubbish being dumped in there, I don't know, or where it might be damp in there. I expect it is. But there we go. There we are, folks. Somewhat of disappointment, I'm afraid. I was hoping to be able to get in and find all sorts of exciting things, but not at the moment. least the outside's tidy. It was a bit of an adventure. It's quite hard work. I tried to find out a bit more about the place, about this ice house, and as far as I can tell, it is pretty much, it dates similar to a similar date than as the hall does, which I say is 16th century. So it's very old and it's still here, and I intend to protect it as best I can, keep it maintained, and so yeah, so I would have loved to have been able to get inside. That would have been a real adventure, but I guess in years gone by there would have been quite a lot of toing and froing from here to the main house and the hall. I guess this is where they would have cold stored meats, probably whole carcasses and things like that. I guess they would have just had a load of ice in there, and it's your first major refrigeration, I suppose. But so there we are. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a different subject matter. I might do a few more. There's some quite interesting features where I work here.